You've probably felt that sense of uncertainty right after making an important decision. That moment when everything seemed clear, and a second later, doubt hits you. You start questioning your own choice, even though just moments ago you were sure. But why does this happen? The first and most important reason is fear of consequences. Right after making a decision, the awareness hits that there's no turning back. Suddenly, you don't see what might go right. You see everything that could go wrong. Fear emerges about what's coming, people's reactions, possible mistakes, outcomes that can't be predicted. This fear is fast, intense, and often exaggerated. But in that first moment, it takes control. That's why we start regretting before anything has even happened. Another reason is overthinking. It's the moment when the decision has already been made, and your mind starts analyzing it as if it's forced to. Overthinking doesn't appear while you're hesitating before the choice. It hits after, when there's no going back. That's when your brain starts replaying all the alternatives that no longer exist. You begin wondering if you made the right choice, even though moments ago you felt calm. Every decision carries a bit of uncertainty, and overthinking turns that uncertainty into chaos. Instead of trusting your intuition, you start comparing, analyzing, predicting, as if looking for hidden mistakes in your choice. Then there's the FOMO effect, the fear of missing out on another option. When you make a decision, you automatically close all other doors, and that's what hits hardest. Not the decision itself, but the awareness that you can't go back to the starting point, that something has been lost, a possibility, a chance, an alternative that might have been better. FOMO acts like a shadow that only appears when you no longer have a choice. Your mind automatically idealizes what you didn't choose, as if every other path was suddenly flawless, perfect, even dreamlike. That's when that strange regret appears. Not for what you did, but for what you didn't. For what could have happened, but never will, because you chose differently. Sometimes it's simply hesitation and a lack of self-trust. The moment the decision becomes a fact, you suddenly start doubting your own intuition. It's as if you forgot that moments ago you knew what you wanted. Instead of trusting yourself, you look for confirmation from others, in opinions, comparisons, analyses that only make things worse. Lack of self-trust makes every decision feel risky, even the most logical one. You start wondering if you're even capable of choosing well, and that's when that characteristic anxiety appears. Not about the consequences, not about a lost option, but about the possibility of your own mistake. Perfectionism is also often to blame. When you feel the need for everything to be perfect, every decision becomes a test you can't fail. Perfectionism doesn't allow you to accept that something can be good enough. It has to be the best. And because the best option can never truly be predicted, every decision comes with tension, as if you're afraid you didn't pick the absolute ideal. Sometimes it's the feeling of losing control over the situation. Before you made the decision, everything was in your hands. You could think, plan, postpone. But once the choice becomes a fact, events start moving forward without waiting for your permission. Suddenly, the situation gains a momentum you can't stop. That's the moment that triggers anxiety. When you realize your decision has set something in motion that begins moving on its own. This lack of control makes you regret not the decision itself, but the fact that life has started moving forward. It's the moment when you feel like you've handed over the steering wheel, even if you consciously chose the direction. Often, regret also comes from anticipating shame. Your mind starts projecting into the future, imagining how others will perceive you. You wonder if someone will criticize, mock, or judge you before anything even happens. This is called anticipating shame, creating scenarios in which you feel embarrassed or humiliated before anyone has even had a chance to react. It makes even a correct decision suddenly feel risky and wrong. In your head, images of failure appear that might never exist in reality. This mechanism acts like a filter that distorts reality, amplifying feelings of regret and uncertainty immediately after the choice. Biology and stress also play a role. Right after a decision, your body's natural response kicks in. Adrenaline, tension, a racing heartbeat. Emotions are intense. The brain runs at full speed, and thinking under stress becomes more catastrophic than realistic. That's when regret and doubt feel so strong. Your body chemistry heightens your uncertainty. But over time, as stress subsides, emotions calm down, and the brain switches to rational analysis, clear thinking begins to appear. That's when you suddenly realize the decision wasn't as dramatic as it felt at first. Biology shows a simple mechanism. Initial regret is a natural reaction, not a sign that the choice was wrong.